Now at 6, a judge rules on an Aurora woman's bond request after a crash killed 4 people on motorcycles. Plus, Missouri winemakers face a challenging year as harsh weather impacts the grape harvest. And we're live on Joplin's Main Street to check out the great race making its way into the 4 states.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
2 young out-of-country solicitors asked the Joplin Police Department to share their picture on social media so residents can know they are legit when they're knocking on people's doors. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. While police say they were trustworthy, they say others might not be. In Joplin, to be able to sell books or windows, for example, door to door, solicitors need to have a special license. To obtain the document, they go through a background check.
Solicitors should be paying attention. If you have like a no solicitors sign posted or a no trespassing sign posted, solicitors should be obeying those.
I just open the door and look at them and ask them what they want. They can either tell me what they're there for or leave the porch.
The Joplin Police Department also says that if a citizen or law enforcement officer requests the credentials, the solicitor needs to show them. An Aurora woman, a Missouri woman charged in a crash that killed 4 people on motorcycles, will stay in jail, at least for now. A judge has ruled 53-year-old Teresa Minetsky will remain jailed without bond. The judge denied her attorney's request that Minetsky be released on her own recognizance while she seeks continuing medical care. Authorities say Minetsky was driving while intoxicated on June 3rd when she crossed the center line and crashed into a group of people on motorcycles on Highway 39 north of Aurora. 4 people on the motorcycles were killed, 6 others were injured. Minetsky was also seriously injured. You can read more about this story on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. A grand jury hands down a federal indictment following a May traffic stop in Jasper County, where a state trooper found 80 pounds of methamphetamine. On May 28th, a Missouri Highway Patrol trooper stopped 25-year-old Devion Boykin near the Sarcoxy exit on I-44. The Pennsylvania man was driving a vehicle that had been rented to another person, and he did not have a driver's license, they say. The officer found 80 one-pound bags of meth in a shopping bag and a suitcase in the SUV. The officer also found a loaded gun. Authorities say Boykin was recorded on the dash cam discussing the meth on the phone while he was inside the police car. You can learn more about that and the case on KOAM News Now app. Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy joins us live from Joplin's Main Street at the Great Race for a first look at the weather.
Hey, Dan, of course, we're out here live downtown Joplin. There's a lot of people out here. Of course, the Great Race, so this goes across the country, and all these cars, and there's a lot of them, but all these cars are older than 1974, and then we got all these cars stacked up. But there's hundreds and hundreds of people down here. I know it's hot, but in the shade and in the wind, it's pretty nice, and these cars are going to be stacked up. And there's some pretty cool ones until 8 p.m. So if anybody wants to get out here. All right, heat. Let's talk about that. Heat advisory in effect tomorrow. And then again on Friday. At least we have pretty much clear skies. Of course, we had the scattered showers and thunderstorms across the region last night. We are going to stay dry tonight, but check this out. We're sitting at 98. It's 96 in Parsons, 96 in Anderson. Then you factor in the humidity, and we still have heat indices. 6 p.m. 106, 107 degrees. It gets worse even on Thursday. So, of course, we're going to break that down for you here in just a bit.
All right, have fun out there, Doug. We'll see you a little bit later. A quick note for Evergy Electric customers in northern Crawford County. There's going to be a planned power outage starting at 10 tonight. It's expected to last until 6 a.m. tomorrow. Crews will be repairing the Evergy substation in Mulberry that went out on Monday night. Affected areas include Radley, Ringo, Franklin, Arma, Croburg, Barber, and Gross. Could be a rough year for Missouri winemakers. The cold winter and dry summer are taking its toll on grapes all across the state. Reporter Greg Payne visited a Ray County vineyard to see the struggles firsthand.
But Missouri has a unique soils.
Which Debbie Van Til, the co-owner of Van Til Family Farm Winery in Ray County, says the soil creates unique wine flavors and profiles special to the region. But with those unique Missouri soils comes the region's often tricky weather.
Because of the cold that we had, we lost these during the winter. And so we replanted, but this is the growth we had just since we planted at the end of May.
While the colder season caused Van Til issues, other winemakers are facing even more challenges. Wine experts say the combination of below freezing temperatures last winter and now the drought conditions in the summer is reason for concern for the grape's growth.
So anytime we experience any adverse climate conditions, whether that's too much rain, which can cause rot and mold, or not enough water, so the grapes don't have enough water to produce, they're kind of in crisis, so they're not really going to put off a lot of fruit.
There may be less wines featuring local grapes, and some wineries may have to resort to purchasing grapes from out of state, something the Van Tils hate to hear their fellow friends in the wine community dealing with.
We do call each other, we meet each other on a regular basis, have dinner, and we help each other and talk about the problems.
I know Missouri's consumers and the people who love Missouri wines have their favorite wineries, and will continue to support them and through thick and thin. But it is a tough one. When you don't have product to sell, it is difficult.
Van Til say their operation is just too small to sell their Missouri grapes to other wineries, but they say there are many larger vineyards that do sell to try to help their fellow Missouri winemakers. Coming up, some four-staters visited us at Harvest Bank to get some brand new American flags. Plus, how the Pittsburgh Knights of Columbus is honoring local organizations. KOAM's Great American Flag Swap continued today. Let's four-staters trade in their old, tattered American flags for brand new ones. It was at 2023 East 32nd Street in Joplin at Harvest Bank. The American Legion helped us in retiring those old traded-in flags appropriately. This was the second flag swap we held. Within the first hour, all 100 of today's flags were traded out.
You know, I think it's just really important to us. It's a service we can do for the community, and Harvest Bank as a whole, we're always trying to find financial solutions for folks, and so it really kind of fits in to find another way that we can serve our community.
Our next flag swap is September 1st in Miami at Westco. If you can find information about that and others, as well as flag etiquette, at koamnewsnow.com/flag. Webb City Educational Center today honored local educators. The Southwest Center for Educational Excellence hosted its Regional Teacher of the Year celebration. 17 teachers were nominated. 2 were chosen as winners. Those winners are Amanda Royster from Carl Junction and Nikki Deaton from Sarcoxy.
It's a huge honor. I'm very appreciative. I think, like a lot of teachers, I don't feel deserving of it, but I'm very grateful.
The 2 winners will go on to represent the Southwest Missouri region in the statewide competition for Missouri Teacher of the Year. Pittsburgh's Knights of Columbus today honored area organizations they're helping. It's part of their grant announcement celebration. The event looks to honor the recipients of their annual grants given by the Community Foundation of Southeast Kansas. Grants were given to 9 organizations. The organizations focus on addressing basic needs in Southeast Kansas. Doug is back next live at the Great Race in Joplin with a complete look at the forecast, and a little bit later, the Joplin Outlaws host a camp for area youth. We'll take a visit in sports.
Well, of course, we're out here live in downtown Joplin. We're right at 6th and Main, and there's hundreds of people down here in really cool cars. So if you are a car person, you might want to check this out. They're going to be down here for the next couple hours. It is hot. The wind definitely helps it out. Let's look outside. Here's 7th Range Line. Pretty much mostly sunny skies, but look at these temperatures. We are sitting at 98. We have a heat index of 107 degrees, which is kind of crazy, but we do have that southerly wind, which is sitting at 20 miles per hour. Zooming in, look at these temps. It's 99 in Yates Center. It's 97 in Nowata. We have 96 in Lamar. Cassville, Table Rock Lake checking in at about 65 degrees. But here's the problem, dew points. So this measures how much moisture is in the atmosphere. Our dew points are sitting into lower 70s. In the summer, you don't want them into lower 70s because it feels kind of nasty outside, and that's what we have. So our heat indices are up there. feels like 108 in Yates Center, 109 at Grand Lake, 106 in Pittsburgh. In Neosho, it feels like 107, and it's 6:13 or 14 at night. So it is definitely still very muggy and sticky. Heat advisory is in effect again for us tomorrow and Friday. Then we're actually going to cool down a little bit as we head into the weekend. So that's going to be good. But after the thunderstorms we had last night, they didn't drop a ton of rain, but we did get some stronger storms in spots. We have pretty much clear skies. That's what we're going to see tonight. Any showers, any thunderstorms will stay north, mainly across parts of Nebraska and then into Iowa. And we are dominated by this big dome of high pressure. We call it a heat dome. And it forces all thunderstorms really to stay to the north, and it gives us the heat and the humidity. It's just not going to last too long, which is great news. All right, let's go through time. Let's step through your next 48 hours. By morning, a few clouds, but look at this. Our temperatures only dropped to about 78, 79 degrees for an overnight low. As we go into the daytime hours tomorrow, we're going to press mid to upper 90s by noon, and then once we get into the afternoon, high temperatures about 104 to 105 degrees. So it's going to be 6-7 degrees hotter than what we have seen today. Tomorrow night, much of the same. We drop back to right around 80 for an overnight low. And then once we go into Friday, we do it again. Most of us go to about 101, 102 degrees during the afternoon. Now, we do get a front that drops in by the time we head into the weekend. That will give us chances for showers and thunderstorms, but also drop our temperatures off just a little bit. Look at our heat indices for us tomorrow. It's going to feel like 110, 112 degrees. These are really cool cars. They're sliding by. And then once we go into Friday, heat indices still about 104 to 105 degrees. Day planner for you tomorrow, 79 in the morning, 93 by noon, 102 by 4, high temp 104 degrees. Now, we got the holiday weekend coming up. We are going to get some scattered thunderstorms on Saturday, but it will be dry on Sunday. And look at this, high of only 89. But 90s return Monday and Tuesday for your 4th, 97. A few pop-up storms, but I think overall the 4th of July is going to be okay, just if you can handle the heat. But again, looks pretty good, at least for the evening. And I'm looking at Corvettes, Thunderbirds, all kinds of stuff. So it's great out here. We got food trucks out here. So if you have nothing to do this evening, come on out.
I know you got to love those sports cars. Have fun out there, Doug. We'll see you a little bit later. John Dales joins us now. It's been a very busy day for the Joplin Outlaws.
Yeah, you can say that again. They hosted youth camp from 9 to noon this morning before driving up to Nevada for a doubleheader this evening. And the Kansas State High School Activities Association makes a much called for change to its football state championship format. Those stories and more on the other side. Hey, welcome into sports. I'm John Dales. Playing baseball in the midst of upper 90-degree temperatures day after day while traveling across the country, well, it's likely to take a toll on you. That's a reality for the Joplin Outlaws this summer, who are about halfway through their season. But today serves as a good reminder that baseball should be fun. The Outlaws host their annual youth camp at Joe Becker Stadium. Today is the first of the two-day camp, and local kids get the chance to learn from Outlaws players and coaches, as well as this serving as a break up to the monotony of back-to-back games.
We got kids here from age 5 to 12. They just come out, they learn a little bit about the game of baseball. Today we had like an infield station, an outfield station, pitching station, and hitting station. And then day 2 will be a little bit more fun and games type atmosphere, and then afterwards we go to CC's tomorrow as a team with the campers and get some free dinner.
When I go back to school, a lot of kids ask how did your summer go? What did you guys do? And it's good to say, our team did a lot of services in the community. We gave back. We had a lot of showing from that. Kids come out to the camps, kids come out to the games, and just overall it's a good experience.
Well, the Outlaws don't get much of a rest. After a full morning of camp activities finish up, that ran until noon. Then Joplin has a doubleheader this evening against the Griffins up in Nevada. Game 1 of that doubleheader already nearing its conclusion. 2-0 in the 5th inning, and Joplin first baseman Jarrett Nelson has set the pace offensively. He got a single first time up, stole a base and scored, then hit a home run in his second plate appearance. And Nevada has yet to score on Outlaw starting pitcher Luke Schmedick. We'll have highlights of this one and coverage of the second end of the doubleheader as well tonight at 10. Elsewhere, the Kansas State High School Activities Association makes an announcement today that's of note to football players and their families. Beginning in 2024, every state championship game will no longer be played on the same day. Previously, that was the case. Class 6A all the way to 6-man state championships would be played on the same day at different sites. Now, beginning next year, Class 6A, 5A, and 4A will be playing at the same stadium, one game on Friday night and the other two on Saturday. The same is the case with Classes 3A, 2A, and 1A. Then 8-man and 6-man state title games are grouped together as well, and all those locations are TBD. Now, finishing up with pro sports, the Cardinals and Royals each went 1-1 last night. Each of them are back in action this evening. St. Louis hosts the Astros after winning their 6th game in the last 8 tries last night. That one getting started in about 20 minutes, and while the Cardinals have been hot, the Astros have not. Houston has dropped 8 of its previous 11 entering tonight. Cards are going to have their work cut out for them, though. Their opposing starting pitcher, Christian Javier, has a 7-1 record this year. Meanwhile, the Royals play Cleveland tonight after losing last night's contest in the 9th inning. Fresh face on the mound for Kansas City, rookie left-handed pitcher Austin Cox making his first start of the year. But briefly going back to the Outlaws, I don't know that any summer baseball team has the day that they've had so far today. You wake up early, you get over to the stadium at 9 a.m., you work for 3 hours, and you get about a couple hours off, and you play 2 games tonight.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's a warm day.
Exactly.
More than warm. We'll be right back. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. We're going to have more from Joplin Police about what's needed to legally solicit door-to-door. Plus, the Crawford County Historical Museum hosts an event teaching kids about Oklahoma native and cultural icon Will Rogers. Those stories, a lot more, it's coming up tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Chiefs fans are now getting to party with the Lombardi. Kinda, anyway. Fans in Jefferson City, Missouri got the chance to check out the Chiefs' newest addition to their Lombardi trophy collection. They were able to take pictures and strike a pose. It's the second time that this Lombardi has been on a stop during its current 10-city tour of the trophy. It commemorates the Chiefs' victory over the Philadelphia Eagles in Super Bowl 57 back in February. This is the Chiefs' third Lombardi trophy overall, second in 4 years. To some fans, seeing it in person is quite an experience.
It's very different seeing it in person. You know, I saw the last one at Arrowhead because they have them on display, but it's not like being able to see it by itself here in person. It's a pretty cool experience.
I think the trophies are amazing. I look forward to more in the future. We're really happy for the organization, how well they're put together, and what Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs are doing right now.
The Chiefs Champions Tour is taking the Lombardi to various communities in Missouri, Kansas, Nebraska, and Iowa. So far, no visits are scheduled for our immediate viewing area, but the organization says additional stops will be added as they're confirmed. You can find the tour schedule on the team's website, chiefs.com/champions tour. They're partying of sorts in downtown Joplin.
Hey, Dal, of course, we are downtown Joplin. We got the great race going on for the next 2 hours. Now, it is hot, but it's kind of windy, so it's okay. It's a nice evening. All right, 104 tomorrow. Heat index about 110. 102 on Friday. Some thunderstorms by Saturday.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here at 10. Let's make it a great evening.